Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Pastor Terron Morris, and welcome to the show. So listen, if you haven't seen it, there was a very tense moment at the Oscars tonight between Chris Rock and Will Smith. Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Smith's hair, and it just kind of went downhill from there. I was watching the whole thing live, and to be honest, guys, my mouth just dropped. Couldn't believe what I was watching. Yeah, well, let me just show you what happened. I got a video for you. I'll show you a video of what happened. And also stay tuned as well, because I also have a clip of Will Smith just addressing the whole issue later on in the show. After the whole incident happened, he was very emotional. So stay tuned for that too. But here's a clip as to what happened. And put your seatbelts on, all right? All right, here we go. Check it out. Let me cue this up for you guys. Here it is.
And Chiara mentioned earlier, there's been a major incident, it seems, at the Oscars between comedian Chris Rock and Oscars nominee Will Smith, both very famous actors in their own right. Early reports from the theatre are that this exchange was not a joke. This was not some sort of planned thing. So let's show you how this unfolded first of all.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Will Smith just smacked the out of me. Nick. Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Wow, right? That was wow. So as you can see, guys, when Chris Rock cracks the joke, Will Smith initially he laughs, but then he looks over, I guess, at Jada and sees that Jada didn't really like the joke because she kind of made a face. She frowned up and rolled her eyes. So yeah, Will Smith goes up and slaps him like live on TV, yells at him and said, keep my wife's name out of your bleeping mouth. And Chris Rock is like, wow. So it clearly changed the whole mood of the Oscars. Chris Rock was in shock. Obviously, he barely can get his words together for a few minutes, and I mean rightfully so. And listen, I've been watching award shows and live events my whole life. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. So the question becomes then, who was right, who was wrong, And I'll say three things about this, and I know people are going to be split on it. I've already seen a bunch of people screaming like, yes, good job, defend your wife, and other people are like, yo, that was a coward move right there. People didn't like it. So I'll show you a few tweets real quick. So this is from Inyana Van Slant. I probably butchered her name. I'm sorry about that. But she's best known for when she was doing the whole series about Fix My Life. But here's what she tweeted. She said, beloved Will Smith has set a whole new standard for what it means to protect and honor your wife. Be mindful. And in the midst of it, beloved Mr. Will Packard did an amazingly phenomenal job producing this year's Oscars. So yes to the Wills. All right. So that was that. So then Stephen A. Smith also tweeted about it. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. I watch him probably every day on First Take. So he had a different take on it. He said if Will Smith seriously did that and he wins the Oscar, he just stained the greatest moment of his career. You cannot do that bleep, especially as a black man in that position, to another black man, Chris Rock, on that stage. If this was not a joke, Will won't live this down. All right, so that was Stephen A's take on it. So again, people have different opinions, Some say it was good. He defended his wife. Others say it was not cool. So here's what I think. All right. So should Will Smith confront Chris Rock for the joke if he was offended by it? I would say yes, absolutely yes. Should he have hit him? To that point, I'll say no. All right, he definitely should have hit him. Shouldn't have hit him. So here's I'm going to give 3 reasons why he shouldn't have hit him. All right, and yeah, it's just my opinion, guys. I know people have different opinions, but here's my 3 reasons why I don't think he should have hit him. All right, so number 1 is this: you got to ask yourself, did the punishment fit the crime? All right, did the punishment fit the crime? So here's what I mean by that. If the punishment fits the crime, does a joke warrant a smack in the face? That's the question. And it all depends. So if someone cracks a joke with malicious intent and they're trying to cause hurt, harm, pain, damage, they're trying to sabotage you or someone in your family, then yeah, maybe they do deserve a little smack to show them that they crossed the line and not to do that again. But here's my thought on that, guys. My question is that what really happened tonight? Was Chris Rock being malicious? And honestly, I don't think so. People kept saying, well, Jada Smith has alopecia and she talks a lot about her issues with her hair and losing her hair and her struggles with that. And listen, I get that. And I totally have sympathy for that. But first of all, let me say this. I didn't know that about her issue with her hair. And, I consider myself to be kind of a busy person, so I don't really have a lot of time often to really know what's going on in celebrity culture. So, if I'm busy, I'm pretty sure Chris Rock's schedule is probably way more demanding and more intense than mine. So, did he really have time to really Google and search about Jada's hair before he put the joke together? Do you really think he knew about that? With everything he has going on, I would say no. And even I don't think Chris Rock would intentionally try to crack a joke to like that to really be demeaning to Jada and Will. And he even said to Will, he's like, dude, come on, man, it was a joke about G.I. Jane. I don't think he was being malicious and trying to make a joke about her hair, knowing that she has some kind of hair issue going on, alopecia, some kind of disease. I don't think he had malicious intent. All right. So I don't think the punishment fit the crime. All right. I'm a firm believer in defending your family. I don't let anyone disrespect my family. My wife and kids will tell you that. If you disrespect my family, I'll probably get in your face and confront you with words. All right. But only time I can see myself put my hands on somebody is if they put their hands on me or my family. Then I definitely would defend myself in that way. But like I said, but if I knew someone was trying to be malicious, then that might be different. If you have a relative that passed away and someone is making fun of that, that's why your so-and-so died, or that's malicious. And, that might lead to a physical fight. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but you can't, that's just downright dirty. And but did that happen tonight? I just don't think it rises to the level of hitting somebody in that environment with that joke, really knowing that or believing it. I don't think Chris Rock was trying to be malicious. All right. Then I kind of think too, it was kind of passive aggressive. If you're going to run up on me and try to fight me, do it in an environment where I can respond a little bit differently, and respond better, like a parking lot or open field or something like that. Not at a live award show with millions of people watching and hundreds of people in the theater. That's probably going to prevent something from happening. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Brian Carn, quote unquote prophet Brian Carn, how he's always going around, embarrassing people, disrespecting people, while hiding behind the pulpit, hiding behind the microphone and hiding behind the church full of people and all his armor bearers. That's a coward move right there. He knows nothing is going to happen with him being on the microphone, embarrassing people, but say something to those same people, out the grocery store, out on the streets. Then that shows how tough you really are, not hiding behind a very protected moment. So I think in the back of his mind, Will Smith knew that because of the environment that he was in, that pretty much nothing was going to come out of it with him walking on the stage and swinging on Chris Rock like that. You think about it. Even after he slapped him, like he literally just kind of pimp walked back to his seat, sat down. He even later accepted his Oscar, gave like a 10, 15-minute speech. Nobody interrupted him. And that was amazing for me to see, but that just goes to show you how much power and respect Will Smith has. And let's be clear, he deserves it. Will Smith has earned that respect. He's a great man. He's a great person. And I actually admire him in a lot of ways as a man. I just really admire strong men who work hard and take care of the family. So I respect him 100%, but I just didn't like what he did tonight. And he was able to get away with that because he's Will Smith. All right. Let some random person run up on the stage and hit Chris Rock. It's totally different outcome. Imagine Chris Rock cracked a joke about one of the seat fillers, and they got mad and ran on stage and charged after him. They probably wouldn't even make it to the stage before they got tackled by 100 different security guards, and they probably would have been locked up and been in jail within the hour. So I think Will Smith knew what he was doing, which kind of leads me to my second point as to why I didn't agree with him hitting Chris Rock. And the second point is simply, what if Chris Rock would have responded differently? All right, think about that for a second. What if he would have responded differently? Chris Rock was in complete shock. He couldn't believe what had just happened. He just kind of took a moment to kind of awkwardly gather himself together and just like move. He was in professional host mode. He's like, well, the show must go on. And he tried to move on with the show. But listen, let me be honest with you guys, man. I'm a man of God. I love God. I'm a Christian, a pastor. I love the Lord. But I don't know if I could have sat there and let a man come and slap me in my face on national TV. That's just flat out embarrassing. I probably had my family and friends there, my kid. It just would have been embarrassing. So can you imagine if Chris Rock would have fought back? Can you imagine that? That would have been absolutely terrible. You can see a still shot of Chris Rock kind of balling up his fists. We look at a lot of different pictures of what happened tonight. He kind of balls his fist up, and then at the last second, it's like he changes his mind. It's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do that. He even said, when he was talking, he said, you know what, man, I could. He said, nah, that's okay. He just kind of pulled back, and I think that took great restraint. You have to commend Chris Rock for the way he responded. Can you imagine if Chris Rock and Will Smith actually would have started fighting on the stage? Like, that would have been like complete chaos. Then you would have had people from Will Smith's family and friends joining in the fight, Chris Rock's family and friends. So you got all these people from Chris Rock's camp and Will Smith's camp would have been on stage just fighting. And that just would have been just unprecedented. And we would probably never forget that. So luckily it didn't go that far. But that, I just feel like if Chris Rock would have responded differently, it could have went from bad to worse. So that's point number two. And here's the third reason I didn't like what happened tonight. Because of the narrative that will be depicted about black people. All right. And I hate to go there with race, but I think this is necessary with what happened tonight. In the previous years, it was all this talk about and protest about the Oscars so white. Oscars so white. Let's protest the Oscars. And black people not being represented at the Oscars, and black people not feeling welcome at the Oscars, and black people not winning the Oscars. And guess what? All that was true. So what happened? The Academy calls on Will Packer, a black man, to produce the show this year. And this year's Oscars was probably the most diverse that I've ever seen. What else happened? Will Smith wins the Oscar for Best Actor in his role in King Richard. A black man won Best Actor at the Oscars. All right? Black man produced the show, black man wins Best Actor. But a lot of people won't be talking about that. All most people will remember is that a black man walked on stage during the Oscars, a live show, and slapped another black man in the face. That's what people are going to be talking about, unfortunately. And it's not right. It's not fair that black people are always being portrayed as angry and violent when we're the ones who don't have a violent history. Let's really keep that in. We don't have a violent history as black people, but we're the one that's always being portrayed as violent and angry and aggressive, right? So I just recently took my son to Museum of African American History, and it was such an amazing experience for all of us, especially my son. And a lot of people will be shocked to learn that most of the stuff that we enjoy today was invented by black people. All right, but we're not depicted as inventors and innovators. We're being depicted as being violent, angry, aggressive criminals. That's what we're being depicted as. And black people are the most intelligent people on planet Earth. Creative, innovators, but that's not how we're being depicted. While other people are working hard to have their violent history erased, let's not talk about that, right? They're trying to erase what happened in their history from the history, what they did to us. But we're constantly being portrayed as the angry black man, right? Or the angry black woman. That's how we're constantly being looked at. Let's look at black people. How can I put it? Black people don't get a pass like other races do. And we always have to be on our best behavior to combat the stereotypes that are going against us every single day. Let's look at sports for an example. Look at sports. I can remember watching a football game a few years ago, and Tom Brady was on the sideline, and he was just having a tantrum, typical Tom Brady fashion, throwing his helmet, kicking the bench, yelling, screaming, cursing, normal Tom Brady stuff when he's losing, right? And the sports announcer said something like this, not verbatim, but he's like, wow, look at that passion. Tom Brady, he's so passionate. He just wants to win. Another week, a black NFL player, same thing, having a bad game. He's on the sideline, upset, doing the same thing Tom Brady was doing, throwing his helmet, kicking, all that kind of stuff. Different narrative. Announcer, not verbatim, but he's like, wow, he's so-and-so is really angry. Somebody's gonna have to go there and calm him down. So white man is passionate. Black man is angry. That's what we've been dealing with, guys. And it's not right. And unfortunately that's something we've always had to deal with as black people. And situations like this just give people another reason to go ahead and stamp the angry tag on us and say, yep, we probably should have kept the Oscars the way it was. You see what happens when we include them, And I saw so many people, white and black people, tweeting about how embarrassing the Oscars was this year. Oh, this was so embarrassing. I just think it's interesting how we choose what we're embarrassed about. White and black people. It's just amazing. Like, we're always embarrassed by black people's behavior, but we make excuses for other people. When it's a non-black person having an issue, we say things like, "Oh, that's just not like him. There must be a reasonable explanation for why he's acting this way." But us is like, "Oh, black, they're so embarrassing." It's an unfair double standard, to say the least, guys. But I'll close by saying this about Will and Jada. And when you invite people into your lives, expect people to give their opinion. Jada does her Red Table talk show. She's been doing it for years. It's very popular, and she shares a lot about her life and about her family. Her kids come on there a lot of times, her mom, and people have a lot of opinions about their family because of the stuff she shares on the show. But here's the thing. Unfortunately, we don't realize, though, that celebrities are human. All right. So when we're tweeting and commenting under pictures and making Instagram posts and Facebook posts and TikToks, we don't think about how our words will affect the celebrities that we're talking about. So we need to be careful with that, guys, because they're humans just like us, And I'm just like Will Smith. I believe in defending my family, but honestly, I think Will just kind of snapped. I think he's at a point where he's tired of people always having something to say about him, about his family. And tonight at the Oscars, I think was just his breaking point. And I kind of saw it in another interview he was doing with Gail when she asked a question about his family and about, you know, he kind of got upset at her. And I think tonight, I think Chris Rock was just the sacrificial lamb for all the hate, nasty opinions, headlines, jokes, and commentary that's been going on about Will and his family for years. I think Chris Rock took the smack tonight for all of us. You know, seriously, I think that's what happened. I think Will had a human moment, and I think we should forgive him. Again, he's human. He lost his temper, which could happen to any of us in that moment, and he let his emotions get the best of him. You know, just unfortunately, I think that what happened may have taken away from the magnitude of the moment. You know, so let me show you this video, guys. I promise you I'll show you a little bit, and then we're gonna close out. After Will Smith had some time to calm down, again, he ended up winning the Oscar for Best Actor in King Richard, and he kind of addressed what happened. So let me play a little clip of what he said. Check this out, guys.
Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. In this time in my life, in this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world. Making this film, I got to protect Ingenue Ellis, who was one of the strongest, most delicate people I've ever met. I got to protect Sanaya and Demi, the two actresses that played Venus and Serena. I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people. And I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay. But Richard Williams, and what I loved, thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
So that was him after accepting his Oscar for Best Actor. Again, very emotional moment. So here's my final thoughts, guys. Should Will Smith confront him? Yes. Should he hit him? No. All right. I'll close out with a scripture for you guys. It's Matthew 18, 15 through 17. It says, if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault. All right. Go confront him between you and him alone. All right. Somebody offends you, go talk to him. If he listens to you, you have gained your brother. But if he does not listen, take one or two others along with you, that every charge may be established by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. All right. So someone says something you don't like, go confront them. If that doesn't work, bring some more people, do an intervention, but I don't think it should get to the point where you're fighting unless somebody actually puts their hands on you. All right. It's my opinion. All right. Confront them face to face in the back as a man, and then maybe even do an Instagram post, just saying, being real firm. Hey, I didn't appreciate the joke that Chris Rock said during the Oscars very offended by it. And, you know, in the future, you know, I need every comedian, you know, keep my family's name out of your mouth. I mean, Will Smith has like 9 billion followers on Instagram. That probably would have been just as effective, even more than what he did tonight. So that's just my opinion. All right, we'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did Chris Rock deserve to get smacked? You know, give me your honest opinions, and let's chop it up in the comments, guys. All right, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you guys next time on the next episode of the Transform by Truth podcast. God bless you guys.